Hi, 6th grade. I'm going to be doing the teacher read aloud for this week's unit. Our unit this week is about myths, and the story we're going to be reading is called The Hero and the Minotaur. But first I'm going to read you another myth called The Flight of Icarus. While you're listening, listen for the vocabulary words for this week. The Flight of Icarus. "Great, Dad," said the boy. "Now we're stuck in this miserable place forever." Daedalus sighed and looked over the shores of Crete onto the bright turquoise sea. "What's done is done," he said to Icarus in a somber tone. "Give it a rest." Icarus joined his father at the wall. "You just had to tell Ariadne the secret of the labyrinth. Now she's gone off with Theseus, the Minotaur is dead, and King Minos is taking it out on us." Bitterly, Icarus hurled rocks into the sea. Daedalus let his son rant on. He had to admit, they were toast. In a fury, King Minos had locked them in the labyrinth that Daedalus had himself built. And King Minos was not going to regret the rash decision that had led him to abandon them in this massive stone maze forever. Daedalus watched his son toss a rock into the ocean, saw it fly far into the air before beginning its seaward descent. Quickly, the idea unfurled, the way a coil of rope swiftly unravels. They could escape by air. They would fly up and away, and he, the master craftsman, would make them wings. Daedalus turned to Icarus. "I think there's a way to get off this island for good." Before he had finished revealing the plan, Icarus caught him up in a wild embrace. "How can I help?" he asked, the fire of hope in his eyes. Once Icarus latched on an idea, he tackled it with steadfast enthusiasm. The next week flew by. Icarus collected fallen feathers, while Daedalus burned candles down to their wicks, pouring the wax into a kettle. Tirelessly he worked, applying melted wax to each feather as he fused them together. Icarus marveled at his father as his father put the finishing touches on the straps. "Dad, you really are a master craftsman, and with these, I'm going to be a master flyer. How high can we go?" "We're not going for a joyride," Daedalus cautioned. "The point is to escape." With their wings strapped to their backs, father and son climbed atop the highest wall. Daedalus could feel his son's excitement. "Remember," he warned him, "stay close to me. If we fly too high, we'll risk the sun melting our wings." I know. Come on," said Icarus. They then threw themselves upon a wind that carried them out over the sea. Soon Crete was a dot in the distance. "Isn't it fun?" shouted Icarus. "Watch this, Dad." Expertly he twisted and turned, then swooped sharply upward. "Not too high," warned Daedalus. "It's okay, Dad. I can handle it." Daedalus powered himself up after his son, alarmed at the increasing warmth on his wings. He tried yelling for Icarus to come down, but his voice faded in the wind. In horror, Daedalus watched Icarus plunge like a brick, his melted wings limp and ragged. Daedalus lost sight of him in a cloud and then heard the fatal splash. Daedalus hovered briefly over the boundless sea, grieving his son Icarus, who would never grow to learn his own limits. Okay, so this is a myth. Again, it's called The Flight of Icarus, and you can find many versions of all myths from different cultures. We actually read The Flight of Icarus in 8th grade, and it's a different version. So again, this week we will be reading The Hero and the Minotaur, and we will be talking about what a myth is, the story structure of it. We'll talk about setting, and we're also going to talk about word choice. So happy Monday, and we will see you tomorrow.